Your fridge didn't die keeping food cold. It died making ice. The compressor still hums, the lights still work, the milk is still cold, but the dispenser is jammed again, the cubes are clumped, the water line is frozen, and a filter warning is flashing on a panel you never asked for. A $3,000 appliance, brought down by the luxury feature that replaced a $2 plastic tray. The most reliable machine in your kitchen wasn't compromised by age or wear, it was compromised by convenience. And the ice maker is only where that story begins. For decades, the household refrigerator performed a single, unambiguous job: keeping food cold. It was a heavy, steel-clad machine built with absolute mechanical clarity. The entire operating system was straightforward enough for a homeowner to comprehend. The appliance relied on a small, understandable core of parts: a hermetically sealed compressor, basic copper evaporator and condenser coils, a mechanical thermostat, thick fiberglass insulation, sturdy shelves, and a flexible rubber door seal. This machine operated without digital microprocessors, Wi-Fi antennas, or high-definition touchscreens. It required no proprietary water filters that demanded costly, recurring subscriptions, and it lacked the hidden maze of plastic plumbing snaking through the cabinet walls. The appliance never attempted to double as a beverage dispenser, a home water station, or a computer. It did not try to entertain or connect. It simply preserved food. That boring design was its greatest strength. Because manufacturers focused strictly on cooling, the appliance had very few components that could break down. A standard mid-century unit could run without interruption for 30 years with little more than an occasional cleaning of the condenser coils. When a thermostat or fan motor finally failed, a local technician could replace it in minutes using cheap, standardized parts available at any local supply store. This was durable utility. It established a high standard of reliable, long-term performance, proving that the ultimate virtue of a major home appliance was simplicity. The cooling systems inside these appliances did not degrade over time. In fact, core refrigeration technology improved dramatically. Today, a typical refrigerator uses about 75% less energy than a 1973 model while offering roughly 20% more usable storage space. This represents an extraordinary engineering achievement. Credit belongs to highly efficient compressors, advanced cabinet insulation, and strict federal energy standards. On paper, the modern refrigerator is a triumph of thermodynamic design. The basic mechanism built to keep milk cold and vegetables fresh has never been more effective or cheaper to run. The real betrayal of the modern consumer lies in the decision to turn a highly optimized appliance into a complex convenience platform. Manufacturers framed features like indoor water and automated ice as expected standards. To deliver these, they packed a delicate, moisture-sensitive cabinet with a network of plumbing, motorized parts, heaters, and electronic sensors. This transformation did not make the refrigerator better at preserving food. Instead, it introduced dozens of secondary failure points into a system that was previously designed for absolute simplicity. The crisis of modern appliance reliability stems directly from sacrificing durability for convenience. In 1953, the Servell Company launched a marketing campaign that forever changed the relationship between homeowners and their refrigerators. They promised a new peak of post-war domestic luxury: automatic ice, delivered continuously, completely free of manual trays. It sounded like pure simplicity, but delivering on that promise required smuggling an entire miniature industrial assembly line into a cold food box. To bypass the ice tray, Servell had to engineer a highly coordinated multi-step cycle. The appliance now had to automatically open a water valve to fill a metal mold, freeze the water, activate an electric heating element to melt the outer skin of the cubes just enough to loosen them, mechanically eject the ice into a storage bin, and monitor the level of the bucket. The refrigerator was no longer just a passive cooling chamber, it had become an active motorized factory. This convenience pitch concealed a massive technical trade-off: introducing plumbing, water controls, active heating elements, and delicate mechanical linkages into a machine whose sole job had been staying cold. The fundamental physical design of a freezer is built on a single, uncompromising rule: Keep the air cold, dry, and completely stable. Introducing liquid water into this environment directly violates that rule. Every time an ice maker cycles, it injects warm, moisture-heavy liquid into a sub-zero chamber. This creates an immediate thermodynamic conflict. The system must rapidly freeze the water while fighting the moisture that threatens to coat every nearby surface in frost. This constant battle between wet and dry, hot and cold, turns a simple appliance into a volatile microclimate. When moisture escapes the ice mold, it condenses and freezes on the surrounding mechanisms. Chilled air ducts block with ice. Solenoid valves stick open or freeze shut. Waterline tubes turn into solid plugs of ice, cutting off the supply entirely. To manage this conflict, manufacturers designed a vulnerable chain of dependencies. A single cube of ice requires flawless coordination across multiple stages: filtering, routing, measuring, freezing, releasing, storing, and dispensing. If any single link fails, the entire process breaks down. A lazy inlet valve sticks open, causing water to overflow and freeze the storage bin into a solid block. A drifting temperature sensor triggers the harvest cycle too early, dumping slush and hollow, water-filled cubes into the bucket. What was marketed as an effortless convenience is actually a fragile assembly line, operating in a hostile environment where water and cold are constantly at war. In 2011, the National Institute of Standards and Technology measured the exact physical cost of this convenience. Researchers found that running an automatic ice maker increases a refrigerator's overall electricity used by 12 to 20%. The real absurdity lies in how that extra power is spent. Only about 1/4 of the added energy actually goes toward freezing water. The remaining 75% is consumed by the heating elements, electric motors, and control mechanisms required to harvest the ice. The appliance spends energy to freeze the metal mold, and then immediately spends more energy warming that mold back up so the cubes can slide out. It is a constant self-defeating cycle of cooling and heating occurring inside the same insulated box. This process works directly against the highly optimized cooling systems developed over decades of engineering. Instead of maintaining a stable, low-temperature environment, the refrigerator must repeatedly run a small, power-hungry heater next to its own ice supply, all to avoid the simple task of manual trays. What a customer sees on a showroom floor is a clean, minimalist front panel, wrapped in polished stainless steel. It looks elegant, unified, and completely effortless. But behind that smooth, high-end exterior, the modern refrigerator has ceased to be a single, focused appliance. By integrating through-the-door ice and water, manufacturers forced 3 separate, highly demanding systems into a single cabinet. The appliance must now simultaneously function as a food preservation box, a miniature ice manufacturing factory, and a pressurized water filtration dispenser. To make these 3 systems operate in harmony, engineers crammed a dense stack of mechanical and electronic hardware behind the plastic molding. The inventory of hidden parts is extensive. A single modern unit relies on inlet valves, filter housings, plastic tubing, fill tubes, ice molds, heaters, ejector arms, auger motors, chute doors, switches, solenoids, sensors, wiring harnesses, and control boards. Each added component represents another vulnerability. A single lazy inlet valve can cause an immediate flood. A chafed wiring harness can disable the entire dispenser interface, and a drifting temperature sensor can freeze the fill tube solid. When these 3 separate functions are tightly layered together, the overall probability of mechanical failure multiplies. The appliance is no longer designed as a simple cooling box built for decades of trouble-free operation. Instead, it has been re-engineered into a fragile, multi-layered service platform that prioritizes temporary showroom convenience over long-term mechanical survival. The popular French door layout pushed this mechanical complexity to its absolute limit. This design prioritized consumer comfort by placing fresh, frequently used food at eye level and pushing the freezer down into a bottom drawer. Yet buyers still demanded ice dispensed directly through the upper refrigerator door. This created an obvious thermodynamic contradiction. Ice requires sub-zero temperatures to exist, but it was now being housed inside a cabinet kept at a humid 37 degrees. To resolve this, manufacturers had to isolate the ice maker. They did this by constructing a miniature insulated freezer box directly inside the fresh food compartment, or by running plastic ducts to pump sub-zero air from the bottom freezer all the way up to the upper door. This choice turned a fashionable aesthetic into a mechanical liability. It added a complex network of extra gaskets, air ducts, tiny circulating fans, temperature sensors, and active defrost heaters to manage the constant threat of condensation. A process that once relied on simple gravity in a cold, dry freezer now became a fragile, high-maintenance microclimate, forced to fight the warm, moist air surrounding it. An internal freezer ice maker is still a mechanical complication, but it has one redeeming quality. It operates where ice naturally belongs, inside a stable, sub-zero chamber. Through-the-door dispensing changes the physics entirely. To deliver a single cube, the appliance must bridge two radically different worlds, moving frozen ice through an open chute directly into a warm, humid kitchen. This pathway requires a perfect seal when idle, yet the rubber chute, doors, and mechanical flappers constantly fail to close completely. Warm room air inevitably creeps upward, raising the humidity inside the bin. Moisture condenses on the cold cubes, causing them to melt slightly, and then refreeze into a solid, unyielding mass that locks up the entire system. Selecting crushed ice accelerates this failure. The grinding process creates thousands of tiny, high surface area fragments that melt rapidly under the slightest thermal change, fusing the remaining ice and jamming the electric auger. By demanding the ultimate convenience of instant door-delivered ice, consumers forced manufacturers to build a mechanism that operates in the single most hostile environment inside the appliance. These constant mechanical failures are not isolated incidents or merely the complaints of a few unlucky buyers. In 2026, Consumer Reports published an extensive reliability survey that transformed years of appliance repair anecdotes into hard, undeniable data. The organization analyzed tracking data for more than 71,000 refrigerators purchased by its members between 2015 and 2025. The final statistics confirmed what independent service technicians had long observed. An astounding 31% of refrigerators equipped with automatic ice makers developed a major problem by the end of their 5th year of ownership. When researchers analyzed the specific source of these malfunctions, they identified the automatic ice maker assembly and its door-mounted water and ice dispensers as the most common trouble spots. The data proves that the modern refrigerator is not failing because of poor core cooling technology, but because of the fragile convenience features layered on top of it. What was once sold as a lifetime kitchen anchor has been reduced to a statistical gamble before the warranty even expires. A simple plastic ice tray costs less than $1. It never breaks, never leaks, and requires zero maintenance. But when an automatic ice maker fails, it triggers a cascade of compounding expenses. A homeowner is instantly hit with diagnostic fees and service calls just to get a technician through the door. From there, the bills stack quickly through module swaps, new inlet valves, cracked filter housings, cleared frozen water lines, and electronic control board diagnostics. A complete professional replacement of the ice maker assembly commonly costs between $250 and $600, a price that often forces owners to consider scrapping the entire appliance. Even if the machine runs, it demands a continuous financial tribute. Filtered water systems introduce a mandatory 6-month replacement cycle using proprietary, brand-specific cartridges costing up to $60 each. Built-in software triggers flashing dashboard warning lights, while manufacturers use warranty warnings and fit pressure to push buyers away from cheaper alternatives. The modern refrigerator has transitioned into a recurring consumables ecosystem, turning a basic kitchen utility into a lifelong subscription. A traditional refrigerator door had a simple job: swing open, seal shut, and hold jars of condiments on basic shelves. Today, manufacturers have packed this moving panel with copper wiring, pressurized water lines, microswitches, dispenser motors, LED lights, ice chutes, thermal sensors, and digital control panels. Because refrigerator doors swing open and close thousands of times, the hinges serve as severe stress points. In March 2026, a federal class action settlement involving Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and JennAir side-by-side models built from 2018 to 2021 exposed the consequences of this design. The lawsuit revealed that internal wire harnesses routed through the door frame were prone to cracking and chafing, cutting power to ice makers, dispensers, and control screens. The door itself has become a failure zone. Today, our homes are filled with platforms disguised as appliances. The ice maker did not just make ice, it exposed an industrial design philosophy that packages fragility as progress. When basic reliability is sacrificed for complex convenience, we are left with expensive disposable systems. We must decide what we value more: effortless luxury or machines built to actually last. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you're tired of products that fail before they should, subscribe. This channel is about exposing the design choices that made everything worse and finding what's still worth buying.